I love the song. They're getting crazy on Trump about saying Kung Flu. And the song's been out for years. Everybody's Kung Flu fighting. That's exactly what we're doing. And they're going nuts on the guy. I got to pause it because the Facebook's going to say that I'm promoting Kung Flu and I'm banned because my name's tobacco and it sounds like I'm promoting tobacco products. So, but a little joking there, a little satire, but president under major attack for saying that some people have called it the Kung Flu, referencing that maybe it came from China. The last time I checked, the art of Kung Fu came from China. So it is quite a, good little satire to say Kung Flu. That's kind of comedy in these days, but I don't know. I guess you can't joke around. No joking around out there. And a woman who was lauded in her time, Aunt Jemima, who was played by, let's get this right, Vera Harris, says, her niece says that Lillian Richard was a hero in their town for being selected to portray Aunt Jemima. And she did, 300 tours and all this other stuff. But, I did a little homage yesterday when the kids came over for Father's Day and everything, and we said our final goodbyes. And I have them here before I dispose of them, my Aunt Jemima and my Land O'Lakes. The Land O'Lakes Indian was also going to be rebranded. This guy I'm holding on to for dear life because, the Irish leprechaun, he may be under attack. We don't know. But more importantly, what I could tell you is this. COVID has, reappeared, okay? And the big news is spikes everywhere. Spikes in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Spikes in Arizona. Spikes in all red states. But you don't hear about spikes in any of the blue states where they have all these rallies because that wouldn't fit the narrative. Let me just show you a stat. And I've been following Worldometer for months now to give you just clean stats, okay? There are approximately 8 billion humans on Earth. Total cases on Earth, 9 million. So, just about, about 1% of the Earth has got the COVID virus, okay? That's just how many people have got it. And by the way, we are doing more testing than any country on Earth now. So when they keep saying cases, 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 of course there's going to be more cases. We're doing more testing. We had I think in the last 2 months, we had 25 million cases, tests done, and they were all pounding the president. We did testing, we did testing, we did testing. Now, guess what? We're doing the testing. Of course, cases found is going to go up. The important one, hospitalizations, ICU admissions, all those numbers are down to negligible numbers, except for a couple of small hotspots around. And the main number, no matter how many cases they say there is, the main number to me is survival rate, okay? And we've had, just about 500,000 deaths in the world from coronavirus out of 8 billion people. So a little simple math. That's 0.05% of all humans on Earth. So that means 99.95, not 99.5, 99.95, 5 basis points, people have perished from the coronavirus. So as they keep talking about cases, just listen for one thing. What's the survival rate? If the survival rate starts to go up, then maybe we have a problem. But until then, shut up, okay? Syrup and butter are on their way out. That's a known fact now. And when I hear there's Aunt Jemima and Land O'Lakes on my kitchen table, we had our final goodbyes yesterday over Father's Day bagels and pancakes. And we'll no longer have another couple of members of our food family. Uncle Ben not pictured there. I couldn't get a photo of Uncle Ben because I was out of rice. Some people have posited to me that white rice is now offensive to them. So you never know, white rice might be gone. The White House might come under attack. We may have to call it the Gray House or something like that. I don't know. And from what I understand, Although Donald Trump no longer runs his conglomerate of companies, you know, over the years he's had Trump Water, Trump Wine, Trump Steaks, and from what I hear, his family, or the company that runs Trump Enterprises, is going to try to fill that void left by Aunt Jemima. And we're coming out for the campaign season with this Uncle Don's MAGA syrup, and you gotta love that. I mean, if Aunt Jemima doesn't do it for you anymore, maybe you want to switch over to Uncle Don's MAGA syrup, and that might offend more people than Aunt Jemima impersonators being on the bottle. So it may be the most divisive syrup yet, and we don't know. And then, of course, while we're canceling everything, and while the left-wing media this morning, I wanted to throw up watching Morning Joe, they're talking about how Donald Trump's rally was half full. First of all, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, not the brightest bulb in the electrical closet, came out and praised these Gen Zers and these TikTokers for reserving tickets to the Trump rally and then not showing up. So they outsmarted Brad Parscale a little bit here by clogging up the airwaves, taking down seats, and then no one shows up for them. They also had rallies outside where people were getting into skirmishes. And quite frankly, as much as I love Trump, as much as most of America that I know loves Trump, they're not going to go stand in the street, potentially get hit by a brick, to go into a rally where they can't have a seat. There was supposed to be an overflow outside, but because of the shenanigans with the AOC crowd, we had less than stellar showing. But for the first one, he was fantastic. And I mean, he was talking about how he called his wife and said, "Darling, how was my speech?" She said, "You're trending on Twitter." And he said, "Oh, they must have loved my speech." She said, "No, you apparently have Parkinson's because you couldn't walk down a ramp and you couldn't lift a cup of water." And he explained how he holds his hand under his water so he doesn't drip it on his tie, which is a thing that I've known about myself personally. But more importantly, Joe Biden also had a rally the other day in Pennsylvania for 20 small business owners. And let's just do a comparison as they're talking about. There's Trump's rally. Yes, the upper deck is empty. The lower tier is full to the gills. The floor is not as full as it is for a Trump rally. But just take a look at the other side there, if you will. 20 business owners were invited. They sat in circles. You see there's even empty seats. So they couldn't get 20 people in a room for Joe Biden. But Donald Trump's 10,000 is a major issue for the Trump campaign. We'll keep you posted on that and more. Coming back at you right after this with Fernando Uribe from Politically Direct on Insider NJ.